Good morning, my beautiful ladies. Welcome to our Monday morning actually, workout. I'm very excited to see we have some good music today. We got Shakira playing for us, so it's going to be extra fun. And for today's workout, we need our band, we need the weights, we need the mat, and maybe a chair or a bench, whatever you have available. So ladies, for our first exercise, which is the warm-up, is going to be very exciting.
The next workout,
We're going to use our band. Now, if you don't have a band, don't worry. You can still feel the burn. Now, if you have a sensitive knee or back, you can start with the seated leg lifts. You know how we sit down on the chair and you go up and down? We'll do that for the number 1 set, and number 2, we're going to go to the side. Now, if your back and knees feel good, what you're going to do, you're going to start with a squat and a side tap, okay? So we're going to stick your tushy all the way back, sitting into the heels. We're going to do 10 pulses. Then you're going to come up, squeeze your tushy, and bring the leg to the side, okay? We're going to alternate legs. Now, ladies, really be careful on your knees, okay? As you go down, imagine there's that chair behind you. So you're sticking your tushy all the way back. You go 10 little pulses, staying on your heels. You come up, squeeze your tushy, and then you do a little side tap, okay? Now, if this feels weird on the knees, we'll start with our side leg lifts or leg lifts coming up and down, okay?
Begin set 1.
Ready, set, go. Tushy goes all the way back. We're going to do 10 pulses. We're feeling the thighs. Good job pushing through the heels. Abs are super tight. We go 10. We come up. We feel a little burn, and we can do a little tiny tap, okay? Beautiful. 10 little pulses. Shoulders relaxed. Chest stays open. Nice, pushing through the heels, and a little tap. Very good. If you want to make this harder, if your back allows you, you're going to do 10 little pulses, and then you're going to come up, and you're going to do a leg lift. So you're not tapping your foot down anymore.
Stop exercise.
Let's keep going. You know how we don't like the breaks. You squeeze your tushy on the top, and you lift your leg up. Very good. Let's keep going. So we're going to focus on making the exercise just a little bit more challenging by lifting that leg all the way up. Beautiful. Now, as you do this, make sure the abs are super tight, shoulders are down. Lift. When you lift and you feel this in your back, go back to the little side tap, okay? If you need to change it up a little bit. Nice work. Nice. Squeeze that tissue super tight. And then little lift. Very good. Let's keep going. We're going to make this a little bit more challenging in a second. Make sure your knees feel good. If you feel any pressure on the knees, switch it to those leg lifts, okay? Seated leg lifts. Good going. Sitting into that heel, lifting your toes up, and lift.
Stop.
Good going. So now, ladies, we're going to stay low. So you're sitting all the way into your heels, okay? Imagine the quads are on fire, because we're going to make them on fire. And now, what we're going to do, we're going to stay low. We won't come up.
Begin
so you're going to go 10 pulses, sitting into the heel, and a little tap, but you're staying low, okay? 10 little pulses, and little tap. Now again, if you feel this in your knees, I want you not to go as low, or maybe just do your little leg lift seated, okay? Those are really challenging, but doable and good for the knees. And little one, good. So see how I'm staying low? I'm not coming all the way up. Make sure that knee feels good. There's no twinging in the knees. Good. You're sitting into those heels.
Exercise.
Very good. Let's come on up now. And now let's just do our walk with the band, just to finish it off, to warm up the hips a little bit. So we're going to go floor one direction and floor the other. The band is either over the ankles or you have it over your feet. Either one is good. Let's keep going. Nice work. Almost there. Ladies, when we finish with this, we are going to do our side planks. I know you've been thinking about it. It's coming your way. Now, if you can't do that side plank, just do the regular plank, okay? You could keep your band and you could put it over the top of your thighs, okay, for the next exercise to make it a little bit more challenging. You know, I always want to challenge you in a good way. Shoulders down. You can even
stop
put your hands down. Good job. Very good. Hopefully you felt the burn, ladies, and you're going to be nice and sore. You'll see. So we got the band over the top of the thighs now. We're going to go down, elbow directly underneath the shoulder. The knee is bent. Okay, we're going to start with the bend knee. If that's too much for your shoulder, you
Begin
just do a regular
set
plank, okay? So what we'll do, we're gonna lift your upper body up. Make sure your knee and everything feels good. Make sure you're squeezing your tushy. Now your knee is gonna come to you. Bring it back all the way if you need to, and then lift it up. Next, so you bring it in, set it down if you need to, lift it up. But if you don't need to make it too easy, you bring it up, and then lift. So the foot never touches the floor. Good. So that's the low abs and your tushy. Make sure there's no pressure in that knee that you're supporting yourself on. Let's do one more and switch. That was good. Nice work, ladies. So again, if you have sensitive shoulders or back, you just do a regular plank. If you want a little bit more challenge, you do the side plank. Without the movement, if you have a sensitive back. If your back is okay today and your knees are okay, you can bring that knee in, set it down, lift it up. Good job. Bring that knee in, slow extension, and lift. Good. Nice. If you're doing the regular plank, ladies, on the floor, those are challenging as well. Just squeeze your tushy super tight as you can. Make sure your elbows directly underneath your shoulder, and make sure you are smiling for me today, because it's a new day and a new beginning, ladies. Good job. Woo! Meaning, we get to start fresh today, right? So, let's say we didn't get to work out yesterday and we feel bad about it. Don't worry. Today is the day. We're going to push hard. We're going to have fun.
Begin set 3.
Good. So now if you want to make it more challenging, ladies, you could go up again. Bring that knee in. Set it down. Lift it up. This is definitely harder on your whole body. Good. Nice. Make sure that knee feels good. That bottom knee. Woo. Beautiful. Squeeze your tushy super tight. In between movements, make sure you kind of hold it for a second. Good. To give that back a little break. Woo. Squeeze the tushy super tight. Make sure your shoulder feels good.
Stop exercise.
Woo. That's a good one. I knew you were going to like this one. So after we finish with this, we're going to do our skull crushers and dips. I know you've been waiting for dips and skull crushers. So we're going to do a little combo there. That's coming your way. Again, elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Squeeze your tushy. You can stick to the modified version if you're worried about your back and your shoulder today. Or if you want to make it really, really hard, do what I'm doing. Just squeeze the tushy. Remember, that band makes it 10 times harder. Because there's tension in the quads. So after this, ladies, let's grab some weights. I would think if you have a good shoulder and good elbow, you could probably do 7 pounds. If your shoulders and elbows are sensitive, go a little lighter, maybe like a 3 pounder. I'm going to do a 5. So what we'll do, ladies, we're going to start with our skull crushers. If you have sensitive shoulders or elbows, you can always just keep the weights, squeeze the abs, push your back down, squeeze your tushy, and then just open and close your inner thigh so you can get a little bit of inner and outer thigh. If your elbows are good, you could start with that skull crusher. So every time you go down, you open up your inner thighs. The idea is to keep your back very flat right now and squeezing the abs. Good. I'm going to make this a little bit more challenging. But you only do this if your back is okay today. Beautiful. Now a couple of things. So as you go down with the elbows and the weights, you're opening up your legs. But when you open up your legs, you want to make sure that you're not letting your back come up, okay? And then when you open it, you squeeze it for a second, hold it, then you slowly release it, okay? Take your time on this. Again, form is everything, ladies.
Begin set 2.
And then let's talk about your shoulders. Keep them down. Now, if for any reason you're starting to feel this in your elbows, I want you to just hold the weights up and move your legs, okay? Again, we can always modify things. Remember, we can always let that body, either upper or lower, take a little break if it's needed, and then keep going with something else. Woo! We just want to move the body. That's the idea. Good. After this, we're going to do dips. Keep your band. Now, if this feels good on your elbow and your shoulder and you have sensitive shoulders and wrists, You're gonna stick to this one.
Exercise.
So keep going with what you're doing, which is the skull crusher and the hip exercise. And now if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, we're going to keep your hands on the bench or a bed or a chair, whatever you have available.
Begin set 3.
You're going to bring your feet together. You go down slowly, keeping your shoulders down. You come up and you open up the legs, okay? Watch your shoulders and your wrists there. Go down slowly, coming up, open it up. This is only if you have wrists that are pretty strong and only if your shoulders feel good today. Woo. So what I like about upper and lower body exercises, when I do that, see how we're getting your hips and we're getting your arms right now. So with each exercise,
Stop. Exercise.
woo, take a break, ladies, just for the wrist quickly. I always want to combine both because that's when you get the most out of the exercise, okay? You're doing amazing. I know you're having fun. And if you're not, let's make it more fun. Now squeeze
Begin
the abs,
set 4.
shoulders are down. Let's do it again. You're on the floor doing your squat crushes. Just make sure your wrists and elbows feel good. Make sure you're breathing. Beautiful. Good. After this, we're going to do our bridges. Woo! Keep going. Squeeze in the abs. Nice. I'm feeling that burn. If it gets too much, just hold this position. Good. Then never give up. Woo! Keep going. Woo! Come on. I know you got it in you. Keep that band for the bridges. It's coming your way. Squeeze the abs. Shoulders down.
Stop. Exercise.
Woo!
And switch to the next
Now it's amazing,
position.
ladies. Good job. So now we have, I think I moved the bench a little bit. Hopefully it'll stay here because I need it for my bridges. So the modification, ladies, we got the band on, right? We're going to lift the arms up. We're going to squeeze the abs, squeeze the tushy.
Begin
You
set
just go
1.
up and then you open up the legs, bring it back, go down. This is if you worry about your back. Step 2, if you want to make it more challenging, you just go open and close. Squeeze in the tushy super tight. You never want to feel this in your back. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you elevate your feet on top of something. Beautiful. Just like this, you can even bring your hands down if you're elevated, and then just open and close. I'm going to make this a little bit more challenging in a second. Now, when you're elevated, everything works extra hard. Okay, your hamstrings, your glutes are
Stop.
working harder.
Exercise.
Very good. Squeeze in the tushy, super tight. Very good. Now take a break for the back, just a tiny one. The bridges and the planks, I sometimes worry about the back, ladies. So again, if you're doing it with your feet down, you can go up, open it, bring it back, go down,
Begin set
or just
2.
leave it up. Or make it as challenging as I am making it. Now, to make it a little more fun, you can add a little extra. So let's say I'm opening my legs back and forth 5 times. Good. Squeezing my tushy. And then I bring my leg back and forth 5 times. This is really, really hard, ladies. Good. And then I go back to opening and closing. Woo! Cramping up. Opening and closing 5 times. And you can alternate your legs on this
Stop.
actually.
Exercise.
And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now keep going. If you're doing the bridges on the floor, keep going right now. Don't stop. Make it more challenging, okay? As long as your back
Begin
feels good.
set 3.
Next. And then lift that tushy. Even if you don't have a band, it's okay, ladies. You don't have to have a band to make this exercise super, super challenging. Beautiful. Now, if your back or hamstring get really, really tight and you want to make this a little bit easier, you just go down for a second, you come back up, and you open and close for 5. Good. But the idea is to hold it out for a second and slowly release it, okay? My bench is sliding a little bit, so I'm going to actually stick it to both feet so it doesn't slide away from me. If you need that break, you go down for a second,
Stop.
you lift it up
Exercise.
again. Good. Nice. You should be feeling this in the back of the legs, ladies. Woo! It is sliding a little bit. That's because I'm so strong, which is a good sign. Nice. Beautiful. Good. You could do 2 or 4,
Begin set
however
4.
many you need. Good. I'm going to just do 3, and then I'll go down because my bench is going away from me. Good. Shoulders down. Lift. 1, 2, 3, and go down. If you need to. If you don't, keep going. If your band is not, or if your bench is not sliding, ladies, Just keep going with the hips high. Good. Squeeze the abs before you go up. Squeeze your tushy. Very good. Then we're going to do an ab exercise for you today. I know you're excited. Only exciting things coming your way today. You
Stop exercise and switch to the next station.
And take a break. Very good. Nice work, everybody. So what we're going to do, we don't even have to go anywhere, ladies. We're going to stay right where we are. So the modification, ladies. So we're going to do the pelvic tilt. You know how you do a pelvic tilt and you squeeze your abs and you push your back down, you squeeze the abs super tight. If you have a sensitive neck, I have a modification for you. So you're bringing your knee on the exhale and you're touching the inner part of your ankle as you do it. But your back never comes off, you never arch your back, okay? So this is the modification for your neck if you have a sensitive neck and back, okay? Squeezing the abs, good. If your neck is okay, you can add a little crunch to this, just like this, but this is still easier on your neck when you're supporting your neck like this. It's also easier on your back when you keep both feet down. And then you just lift one at a time. Good. I know you want to make this more challenging. So only if your neck allows you, ladies, you're going to touch the inner part of your ankle.
Begin set 2.
So when we do this, we have to work the abs a little harder. Do it on the exhale. Good. Squeeze. Make sure your neck feels good. If your neck gets too tired, you can always bring it down and then just try to do it this way. But watch your back. This is definitely hard on your back. You have to keep the abs super tight the whole entire time, ladies. Woo. You never want to feel any twinging in the neck or the back. Woo. Keep going. Squeezing the abs super tight. The farther the straight leg goes, the harder it gets.
Stop exercise.
Good. Keep going. Nice. Abs are super tight. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Very good. Now, if you find this way too easy, you could always go straight legs, okay? I know you want to make it more and more challenging. Just watch that in there.
3.
And you could do it with the legs straight. Again, this is for anybody whose neck is pretty strong. If your neck is a little weaker or you tend to have a little tension there, be very careful because actually this one can go right into that neck. Keep going. Nice. Now, final set, I'm going to actually show you a little bit more challenging exercise than this. Keep going. Nice. Keep breathing, but that's only if your neck is really, really strong. So I get a 5-pound weight, okay, and I'm going to use it. I'm not going to support my neck at all, but that's only if your neck is good today, okay, or if you don't have a tendency of having any neck issues. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure that my chin is nice and high, chest is open, and now I'm going to just try to support my upper body. Good. Just like this, shoulders relaxed, and I'm going to just go opposite underneath my leg. Good, this is definitely more challenging. Watch the neck on this. Woo, keep going. Then after we finish, ladies, we're going to do some sumo squats. We're going to use a 5-pound weight is good, or 3 if you have a sensitive shoulder. Keep going. Woo. If you find this too much for your neck,
stop exercise and
nice. Good job, ladies.
Station.
We're going to take that band off now. Now, if you have a sensitive knee, you are actually going to do this seated. So you know how we do our side leg or legless. So you sit on the chair, you lift your leg up, you open it up, and you do little pulses. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to go into that sumo squat position. So toes turn out all the way, shoulders are down. You're going to go nice and low. Now, let's talk about the form. So I have 2 weights. You can use both weights or you can use one, whatever you have available. If you have 2, you're going to put one on top of the thighs. You're going to stay low, turn your knees out, and then you're just going to do those little presses. If you have a sensitive shoulder, you just do a tiny little press. You don't even go high. If your shoulder feels good today, you're going to go a little higher. Squeezing the abs. Good. Shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing. We got 10 minutes left, ladies. I know you're having fun. Good job.
Begin
Nice
set
work.
2.
Let's switch arms. Let's give that shoulder a nice little break. So I'm staying low with my legs. My inner thighs are working. I'm smiling because I'm having a good time, ladies, today. Woo! Definitely out of breath. Definitely working hard. Now, again, if you have a sensitive shoulder, you just do a little ones, or you could do a bicep curl. Either one is good. Just stay low into that sumo squat. If your knees are feeling this, you're going to sit down on the chair. You're going to turn your toes out, and you're going to do little pulsing leg lifts without letting your hips move, okay?
Stop
Going.
exercise.
Nice. Now, ladies, so what we're going to do, I'm going to keep that one weight on top of the thigh. Again, I'm going to let my palms face up right now, and I'm going to do little pulses. So I'm keeping the tension in the thighs.
Begin set 3.
Good. And I'm keeping the tension in my biceps, okay? If that bothers your wrist, you're going to turn it this way so your palms are facing, or your thumb is facing up, okay? Keep going. Now you're pulsing your legs to make this harder for your thighs and inner thighs. Keep going. Pushing through the heels. You're not feeling knees at all. Good. Make sure your neck feels good. Your shoulders are relaxed. Chest stays open. Keep going. Breathing. Inhale, exhale.
Stop
Good.
exercise.
Switch sides. Good. Very good. Then after this, ladies, I'm going to show you a modification. We're going to do a little tricep kickback. If you have a sensitive knee and you can't do the position I'm going to
Begin
do,
set 4.
you can always just do a wall sit, okay, if you have a wall available. And I'm going to actually do a leg exercise and a tricep kickback combined, okay, and I'll show you. Make sure elbow feels good on this. If you have a sensitive elbow, go very light. Shoulders down, chest stays open. Breathing, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Almost there. Don't ever give up. If you're doing your leg lifts, you could still keep that weight like this. Keep going. Seconds left. For the tricep kickback, I'm going to go kind of light. You could either do a 3 or you could do a 5. I'm going to time my shoe really quick. Very good. So I'm going to use a 5 actually on this one, but you could go lighter if you have a sensitive elbow or neck tension, okay? So ladies, if you have a sensitive knee and back, you could just go like this. You're leaning forward a little bit. You squeeze the back of the arms and then you slowly release, okay? Squeeze the back of the arms and you slowly release. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go down a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lean onto my thigh, okay? So my back is flat, my front knee is bent, but it's not going past the toes. My back leg is straight, and I'm squeezing the back of the arms. Whew. Watch your neck on this. If you start feeling your neck, just do your wall sits. I know we did some ab work where your neck was working.
Stop exercise.
Good. Keep going. Squeezing that tricep on the top, super, super tight, and then slow release. The idea, ladies, on this is to feel your thighs, especially the front, top of the thigh, the one that we're kind of supporting ourselves on. And the idea also is now to feel your back on this, or your knee, or your neck, okay? If you're going really heavy, it might be too heavy. I wouldn't go heavier than 5 on this. Sometimes when you do this too heavy, it can aggravate your shoulder or your elbow or your neck. Good. If you need a little bit less intensity for your neck, good. Just do it a little bit up high like this, squeezing the tricep. Good job, ladies. I'm going to go a little lower, making it harder. Squeezing that tricep super tight.
Stop exercise.
Take a break. Very good. Our planks are coming after. I know you've been thinking about the regular planks. Today we're going to do a seesaw plank, which is going to be really, really fun. Okay, so I'm switching sides now. So again, you can lean forward a little bit, kind of supporting ourselves on this side.
3.
Now if you feel your elbow at all, go lighter, okay? Lighter is better for the elbow. Shoulders are down, chest stays open. Nice. Make sure your hips are nice and aligned. Give it a nice squeeze on the top. Exhale through the mouth when you go up. And slow release. Good. Woo! Feels warm. That means we're working hard, ladies. Make sure your front knee never goes past your toes. It wants to very badly, don't let it. Make sure that elbow stays elevated. Good. Again, if you need a little bit
Stop
last
exercise.
challenge for for the either balance or the neck, you just come up a little higher, okay? And squeezing the tricep on the top really, really hard. Shoulders are relaxed. Then I'm gonna go back to this version. Good, and then planks are coming. I'm gonna show you the elevated planks
Begin
first
set 4.
for the modification. Now, if you have a sensitive shoulder, don't do the seesaw plank, okay? That might be a little bit too much for the shoulder. So I wanna make sure I keep you nice and safe. Keep going. Squeezing that tricep, super tight on the top. Shoulders are relaxed. Watch the neck. You could always do this against the wall as well, holding on to something if you want less pressure on your neck or your back. Keep going. Squeeze it on the top. Watch your elbow. Make sure that elbow
Stop
feels
exercise
nice.
and switch to the next station.
I am warm, ladies. Ooh, I think we're working pretty hard right now. So for the final plank, ladies, this is our final exercise of the day. I know you're very sad. We're going to start elevated just to see how this feels, okay? If you have a sensitive shoulder, just stay in the position. Don't move.
Begin set 1.
If your shoulders are good, you're going to do that seesaw plank, meaning you move forward and you move back. As you do it, ladies, squeeze your tissue super tight, as tight as you can. So the movement's very little. Keep going. I know you got it in you. Come on. Squeezing the abs. Beautiful. Shoulders are down. Just to give your shoulder a nice little break, we're going to do a little child's pose in a second. Whew, keep going. Squeezing everything in the
Stop
body.
exercise.
Next, take a break, ladies. And let's either go on the floor or just do it off of the chair or bench. Just a little tiny little stretch there for that back. And the shoulder. When we're adding extra movement, we want to make sure we get the shoulders nice and
Begin
straight.
set 2.
Form of goodness. Good. Let's squeeze your tissue again. Super tight. And then forward and back. Good. Keep the abs super, super tight. Squeezing the tissue. And breathing. Always making sure we're breathing. Nice. If you find this too easy, go on the floor and do it on the floor, ladies. Just watch your shoulder and your back. Beautiful. I want you to be shaking right now. Use everything in the body. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Come on,
Stop exercise.
again, let's do a little stretch just to keep that shoulder and back nice and safe. If that's too easy, ladies, keep going. I just need that little stretch today. My shoulders feel a little tired, so I'm going to give them a little break. Because if you push too hard,
Begin set
when the
3.
shoulder gets too tired, we can twinge it at you. So be careful. Squeeze that tissue again. Back and forth. Keep going. Squeezing the abs super tight. What we're doing is we're giving the ankles, we're actually working the ankles a little bit. We're stretching your calves a tiny bit. We're squeezing the tissue super tight, and we're working your shoulders a little bit more right now. Keep going. Abs are tight. Shoulders are down. You're breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Come on.
Stop
You got it.
exercise.
Take a quick break, ladies. Stretch it out again. Very good. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. But you might not need a break, so I think you're going, right? If you don't need a break, keep going, ladies. Good job. Very
Begin
good.
set 4.
Last final one. I know you got it in you. All right, so elbows directly underneath your shoulder. Again, tushy squeeze. Let's do it again. Nice. If you find this too easy and you want a little more challenge, you can do that. Mountain climber, seesaw plank. Mountain climber, just a little variation, seesaw plank. Make sure back legs in. Mountain climber, seesaw plank. It's definitely more challenging. We're almost there. Keep going. Never ever
Stop
give it up.
exercise. Your training is now
Let's do
complete.
10 seconds.
Please walk down
9,
the
8,
machines and
7,
continue to the
6,
cardio
5,
area.
4, 3, 2, 1. And ladies, we did it. That was good work. Now, just to make sure that we do a little stretch for the back. Okay, so again, we're going to do our favorite 2 stretches, and then I'm going to show you something standing actually. So we're going to go into that child's pose. You could go a little wider if you want to stretch your hips a little bit more, the inner part of the thigh. Good. Make sure you're relaxing the shoulders and breathe. Let's do 10 breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Relax the shoulders. Make sure the knee feels good on this. Beautiful. Make sure you're breathing. You can close your eyes. This feels amazing, especially after all the planks we did today. And again, if you do the cat and cow and you need a little break for your wrist, because I know we did some dips today, so your wrist might be a little sensitive, or just tired overall, you could go on your knuckles and you could do the cat and cow 10 times. Beautiful. So we're going to go for these. And then I'm going to have you do a little exercise. It's almost like a stretch for your back a little bit, standing. So this is something that you could do anywhere. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Good. Let's do 1 more. Beautiful. And then slowly we're going to come up. We're going to push through that heel. Abs are super tight. And then we're going to come straight up. So let's say you lifted something, or you were gardening and your back is a little sensitive. Or let's say you're doing dishes, or you have company over and your back is really tired and you don't have time to really go on the floor and stretch. You could do your pelvic tilts, okay? So you could go heels together. This is what I do whenever my back gets tired. And you just do it steady. Just like we would do it laying flat on the floor on your back. You just tuck in and squeeze your tissue really, really hard, and then you release it. But you don't want to arch your back all the way. You just release it tiny. And then you tuck in and squeeze on the exhale. So you breathe out through the mouth, and you slowly release it. This is one of my favorite things to do when my back is sensitive. Squeeze your tissue, and you don't need a mat or a bench or anything. You can just do it standing, and then you squeeze. What it does, it activates the glutes. So you're working your tissue actually, but it releases tension in the low back. Nice. There's a couple more. Exhale through the mouth, squeeze. Good. And you're going to feel the abs activating there, and you're going to feel your glutes, and then squeeze, hold for a second. You feel the glutes activating as well. Let's do 1 more. Exhale, squeeze. Good job, ladies. Wasn't this fun? I hope you had a great time today. Again, don't forget to do more stretches. Don't forget about your cardio. Push really, really hard on the cardio. Do your intervals, meaning get out of breath and then slow it down. Get out of breath, slow it down. Have fun with it. Just make sure you do it. The cardio is very important for the body, very important for your heart. We all want to have stronger hearts, right? And I will see you on Friday for more fun. And enjoy this beautiful day, ladies. Thank you. Mwah.